I'm Victoria Williams, 21, and right now I'm staring at my parents across the dining room table, their faces a messed up cocktail of guilt and smugness. Mom's got that look, the one she wears when she's about to sell you something shady, like a timeshare in a swamp. Dad's hands are steepled, all business, like he's closing a deal. The air's thick, humming with the kind of silence that screams trouble. "We need to talk," Mom says, her voice sharp, clipped, like she's rehearsing a line. I brace myself. Here it comes. "We've made a decision," she continues, glancing at Dad for backup. "Your college fund, it's going to Emily, for Yale." My stomach drops, a cold, hard thud. That's $80,000. Every birthday check I stuffed in a jar, every sweaty summer gig at the hardware store, every penny I scraped together since I was 6. Gone. Funneled to my cousin Emily Parker, the family's golden girl. "It's for the family," Dad adds, his tone flat, final. A Yale grad changes everything. The unspoken part hangs there, bitter as burnt coffee. I don't. My brain scrambles, flashes of the past flickering like a busted reel. Me at 10, grinning, showing Mom a robot I'd rigged from spare parts, wires dangling, lights blinking. "Just toys," she'd sighed, turning back to her dishes. Then Emily, 2 months older, strutting home with debate medals, her trophies gleaming on Aunt Linda's shelf, like some shrine. "We were born close, but we've been pitted against each other since the womb, unwitting gladiators in a game I never signed up for. I can still hear Uncle Tom bragging at Thanksgiving, 'Emily's a natural leader.' Meanwhile, I'm in the corner, rewiring a busted lamp, invisible. "Wait," I manage, voice tight. "That's my money." Mom's eyes soften, but it's fake, a practiced pity. "Honey, we're investing in the future. Ours, yours, everyone's." "Right. Everyone's future, but mine." I want to scream, to flip the table, but I just sit there, fists clenched, nails biting into my palms. The room smells of her lavender candle, cloying, fake as her excuse. Emily's face floats up. Perfect grades, perfect smile. Of course it's her. The sun rises, the tides turn, and Emily gets the prize. That's just how it works. And me? I'm the spare part they don't know what to do with. Growing up, success wasn't optional. It was the air we breathed, the pulse in our veins. Every grade was a trophy, every milestone a notch on some invisible scoreboard. Emily Parker was the star, the comet streaking across our sky. Straight A's, debate champ, a research paper published at 16 for God's sake. She was the family's pride, the one they'd point to at reunions, whispering, "That's our Emily." Me? I was the oddball, the shadow trailing her glow. Solid grades, sure, but not dazzling. Robotics team leader, yeah, but that didn't shine like debate medals in their eyes. I lived for weekends in Grandma Ruth's garage, the one place I could breathe. It was a mess of rusted tools and tangled wires, smelling of oil and possibility. I'd gut old PCs, strip them to their bones, and build something new, something mine. Mom hated it. "Messin' around," she'd mutter, brushing past with a load of laundry. Dad would peek in, frown, and say nothing. They saw Emily's podium speeches and clapped. They saw my circuit boards and shrugged. But Grandma Ruth? She'd sit there, perched on a stool, her gray hair pulled back, watching me work. "Different minds run on different tracks," she'd say, her voice warm, steady, like she knew something they didn't. We were a family of comparisons, Emily and me the test subjects. Her report cards got framed, mine got a nod. Her debate wins got cake. My robotics trophies got a nice job, Vicky. It wasn't jealousy, not really. It was exhaustion, trying to measure up to a yardstick that kept growing, one I'd never reach. Grandma's garage was my rebellion, my sanctuary. She'd hand me a screwdriver, her hands knotted with age, and grin. "Keep tinkering, kiddo." Mom called it a waste. Dad called it a hobby. Only Grandma called it what it was, me. That night, Mom's still at it, her voice syrupy, condescending. Emily's got real potential, she says, leaning across the table like she's letting me in on a secret. She could be a lawyer, a senator, someone big. You're good with tech, but that's just practical. Practical? The word lands like a slap, stinging worse than I expect. Dad nods, jumping in with his pragmatic bullshit. State school's cheaper, Vicky. Loans, a part-time job, you'll figure it out. Emily needs this now. I feel my voice crack, a hairline fracture. And I don't need the money? It's not a question, not really. Just a shard of hurt I can't hold back. The room goes still, the hum of the fridge the only sound. They don't answer. Mom looks away, fussing with her napkin. Dad stares at his hands. The silence says it all. Emily's the investment. I'm the write-off. I want to yell, to demand why, but my throat's tight. Words stuck like gravel. Later, my phone buzzes. Emily's text lights up the screen. OMG, Vicky, thank you so much. I promise I'll make it worth it. I stare at it, the glow burning my eyes. What am I supposed to say? Congrats on being worth more than me? Thanks for taking my future? I toss the phone on the bed, let it sit there unanswered. The ceiling stares back, cracked and peeling, mocking me. They've made their choice. Emily's the dream, I'm the backup. Fine, let them have their Yale princess. I'll figure out my own damn path. Next morning, I'm at Grandma Ruth's, the one place that doesn't feel like a battlefield. Her kitchen smells of chamomile tea, sharp and soothing, steam curling from the mug she sets in front of me. I spill it all, the fund, Emily, Mom's practical jab, Dad's lone lecture. Her garage looms beyond the door, a jumble of junk and dreams, calling me like always. She listens, stone-faced, her eyes sharp behind those old glasses. No pity, no lectures, just quiet. When I'm done, she stands, slow but steady, and shuffles to a shelf. She pulls out a thick envelope, yellowed at the edges, and slides it across the table. Open this when I'm gone, she says, her voice low, a chuckle tucked in it. Not before. I blink, caught off guard. Grandma, what? You're not going anywhere. She pats my cheek, her hand cool, rough. Everyone heads out someday, kiddo. Trick is preparing for the road. I laugh, shaky, trying to shake off the weirdness. She's 78, sure, but she's Grandma, tough as the rusted bolts in her garage. She's not leaving, not yet. The envelope sits heavy in my hands, a secret I don't want to think about. You're being dramatic, I say, smirking. She grins back, that twinkle in her eye I've always loved. Maybe. Keep it anyway. We sit there, sipping tea, the hum of her old fridge filling the silence. Outside, the garage waits. My mess, my peace. Whatever's coming, I've got this one anchor. For now, that's enough. Months smear together like wet paint, a dull blur of Emily's Yale hype swallowing everything. The family's obsessed. Every dinner, every call, it's Emily's dorm, Emily's scholarship, Emily's future. Her send-off party's a circus, catered trays of shrimp and mini quiches, flashbulbs popping like she's some celebrity. I'm there, forced into a scratchy dress, watching Aunt Linda beam while Uncle Tom claps Dad on the back. Big win for us all, he says. Sure, if us means everyone but me. My college fund's ghost lingers, a silent thief in the room. I ditched state school weeks ago. It's a pipe dream without that cash. Now it's community college night classes, intro to circuits at 7 p.m., while I slog through days at a tech repair shop, fixing cracked screens for minimum wage. Mom catches me by the punch bowl, her smile tight. See, Vicky? This fits your level. Her words drip, a backhanded jab wrapped in sugar. Fits my level, like I'm some discount model, not worth the premium plan. I nod, bite my tongue, taste copper. She thinks I'm fine, that this is my lane. Maybe she's right, maybe I'm not Yale material. But it stings, a slow burn under my ribs. Later, I slip out to Grandma Ruth's garage, my refuge. It's quiet. Just the hum of a flickering bulb and the tang of metal in the air. I crack open an old server, salvaged from a dumpster, my hands moving on autopilot, screwdriver twisting, wires spilling out. This, I get. This makes sense. Dad finds me there, his shadow cutting across the workbench. You should be inside celebrating, he says, voice stern. This is a family victory. I look up, circuit board in hand, dust on my fingers. It's Emily's victory, Dad. Your call, not mine. My voice is flat, steady, but inside I'm shaking. He opens his mouth, then closes it, turning away. The party's laughter drifts in, mocking me. I stay put. The server's guts are my only company. This is my level, right? Fine, I'll make it work, for now. The party's still buzzing when it happens. A shriek cuts through the chatter, not the drunk, happy kind, but real, jagged panic. I drop the screwdriver, sprint inside, Dad right behind me. Grandma Ruth slumped in her recliner, her face slack, one hand limp over the armrest. Aunt Linda's screaming, "Call 911!" While Mom fumbles her phone, tears streaking her mascara. I freeze, staring. Her chamomile tea spilled, a dark stain pooling on the rug. Uncle Tom's yelling orders nobody follows. The room spins, a chaos of voices and flashing lights as paramedics swarm in. "Stroke," one says, voice clipped. "Massive." They work fast, but it's too late. She's gone before the sirens fade, her breath snuffed out like a candle. The funeral's a haze, heavy with lilies and flickering candles, the air thick with grief and wax. I stand there, numb, in a black dress that itches, watching the family play their parts. Aunt Linda wails, theatrical, clutching Uncle Tom. Mom's quiet, dabbing her eyes, while Dad stares at the casket, jaw tight. Emily jets back from Yale, all red-eyed and loud about her $300 ticket and missed midterms. "I had to come," she says, like it's a favor. I don't respond, just clutch that envelope Grandma gave me, its weight a lifeline in my pocket. Her voice loops in my head. Prepare for the road ahead. I didn't get it then. Now it's all I've got left. After, we scatter her ashes in the backyard, per her wishes. No fancy urn, just earth and wind. The garage looms nearby, silent, empty without her stool creaking under her weight. I can still see her there, watching me tinker, that twinkle in her eye. She knew something, didn't she? Something big. I grip the envelope tighter, its edges digging into my palm. Whatever's inside, it's her last word to me. I'm not ready to hear it. Not yet. 2 days later, we're crammed in Mr. Carter's office, Grandma's lawyer since forever. It's a stuffy room, all leather chairs and stale coffee, the family restless, Mom picking at her nails, Dad tapping his foot, Uncle Tom whispering to Aunt Linda about charity donations, Emily's texting under the table, probably some Yale drama. Me? I'm still, the envelope burning a hole in my bag. Mr. Carter clears his throat, adjusts his tie. "Ruth left specific instructions," he says, calm, like he's done this 100 times. "We'll start with a video she recorded 6 months ago." A video? My heart skips. He fires up a laptop, and there she is. Grandma Ruth fills the screen, sitting in her garage among the junk I love. Her voice cuts through, clear, commanding, not the soft, simple tone we knew. "I've got some things to tell you," she starts, eyes piercing the camera. "I was Dr. Ruth Ellison, lead engineer, later CTO at a semiconductor giant. I built the microchip foundations that sparked Silicon Valley." The room explodes. Uncle Tom faints, slumping out of his chair, Aunt Linda gasping, fanning him with a folder. Mom's hand flies to her mouth, a choked sob escaping. Emily's phone clatters to the floor, her face white. Dad's pale, gripping the table. Me? I'm a statue, breath caught, brain reeling. Grandma, a tech pioneer? Not the quiet widow we thought. "I came here in '79, she continues, steady. not fleeing anything but on a classified tech transfer. My patents made millions, $47 million to be exact. I kept it quiet, lived simple, watched you all grow. Her gaze sharpens, and I swear she's looking at me. I saw you push Victoria aside for Emily, Mark, and Ellen, not for talent, but your small-minded success meter. Emily's grades impressed you, but Victoria, I saw her mind in my garage, solving problems I'd have struggled with. Mom makes a small, strangled sound. Emily's head snaps up, eyes wide. My chest tightens, tears blurring the screen. She rebuilt my machines, Grandma says, leaning forward. Those weren't junk. They were tests, engineering puzzles I designed. She cracked them, no training, just grit and instinct. I remember those afternoons, her watching, quiet, while I cursed at circuits. She wasn't just there. She was judging me, seeing me. You bet on the wrong horse, she tells my parents, voice firm. And I'm fixing that. The screen holds her face a moment longer, fierce, proud. Then it fades. The room's a war zone, but I'm still, tears hot on my cheeks. She saw me. All this time, she saw me. The will reading ends, and the office turns into a circus, a tangle of shouts and tears. Emily's on me first, her voice high, desperate. Vicky, we can share, right? I mean, it's family. Her mascara's smeared, her Yale polish cracking. I just stare, words stuck somewhere between pity and nope. Uncle Tom's recovered from his faint, puffing up like he's still got a say. As the eldest male, I should manage this, for your sake, Vicky, he insists, while Aunt Linda nods, chirping about family responsibility. Mom and Dad sit there, dazed, muttering to each other, something about all those years and never knew. The air's thick with greed and shock, a stew I want no part of. Mr. Carter steps in, cool as ice, shutting it down. Ruth foresaw this, he says, tapping the papers. Any contesting, any meddling, it's voided. Her instructions are ironclad. Uncle Tom deflates, Aunt Linda huffs, and Emily slumps, sniffling. I don't say a thing. Just grab my bag, the envelope still inside, and head out. That night, I'm back in Grandma Ruth's garage, my garage now. The bulb flickers, casting shadows over the workbench. I pry open the filing cabinet's secret drawer, heart pounding. Notebooks spill out. Decades of her handwriting, circuit designs, algorithms, innovations she hid from the world. My fingers tremble, tracing the pages. She wasn't just a tinkerer. She was a genius. Then I find it. A letter, tucked between the tech. My dearest Vicky, it starts, her voice leaping off the page. By now you know who I was. I'm sorry for the lie, but I needed to see you shine without my shadow. Your brain's like mine, seeing patterns, solving the unsolvable. The night they took your fund, I nearly spilled it all, but money's not the fix. You needed to find your strength, prove what I already saw. My throat tightens, eyes stinging. P.S., she adds. Check the server. I glance at it, that busted heap in the corner, and smile. She's still testing me, even now. 6 months later, I'm at Stanford, computer engineering. My name on a dorm door I never dreamed I'd see. Grandma's letter of recommendation, penned by Dr. Ruth Ellison, CTO legend, landed me here. No loans, no scraping. Her patents hit the market, licensing deals pouring in. Enough to fund a scholarship for misfits like me, kids who don't fit the shiny mold. I'm in a lab now, surrounded by circuits and code, my hands steady, my mind racing. It's not just school, it's a mission. Emily's still at Yale, quieter these days, scraping by with her trust's GPA clause. She texts sometimes, awkward apologies I don't answer. She'll be fine, humbler, maybe, but fine. Mom and Dad are thawing, slow as a winter melt. Dad shows up one weekend, peering at my latest bot, a sleek thing with sensors I rigged myself. Pretty cool, he says, hesitant, like he's testing new words. Mom stopped pushing law school, her silence a shaky peace offering. They're grappling with it. Their screw-up, Grandma's secret, the whole mess. I don't forgive easy, but I let them in, inch by inch. The real wins the server, though. I cracked it open that first night, found a quantum computing blueprint. Grandma's last gift. A revolution she'd tinkered with in secret. I published it, credited her, and the tech world lost its mind. Companies, big ones, fight to license it, offers stacking up like bricks. I'm overseeing it all, 21, and calling shots, making sure her vision lands right. Sometimes I catch myself grinning, alone in the lab, wires in hand. This is me, Vicky Williams, the practical kid, steering a future Grandma saw before anyone else. Her words from the video stick, "You've got grit." Damn right I do. The scholarship's my thank you, a way to pass it on. And the server? It's not just tech, it's proof. She bet on me, and I'm proving her right, one line of code at a time. I'm back in the garage, my garage, on a quiet Saturday, circuits humming under my fingers. The air's sharp with solder and dust, same as always, but it's different now. Mine. The filing cabinet's open, notebooks stacked beside me, Grandma's genius a constant companion. I'm deep in a project, tweaking a processor, when a shadow falls across the bench. A kid, maybe 10, peers in, all messy hair and wide eyes, clutching a busted Game Boy. "What are you doing?" she asks, curious, a spark in her voice I know too well. I look up, grin. "Want to see how tech thinks?" Her face lights up, a nod so eager it's almost a bounce. I wave her in, pull out an old circuit board. "Sit. Let me tell you about my grandma." She plops on a stool, Grandma's stool, and I start, voice soft, steady. She was a builder, like me, loved this stuff, wires, chips, the works, taught me everything. I show her the board, point out the parts, watch her lean in, questions bubbling up. "What's that do?" "Why is it green?" She's quirky, offbeat, like I was, still am. I hand her a screwdriver, let her poke at it, her fingers clumsy, but sure. "Keep going," I say. "You'll figure it out." She reminds me of those days, me and Grandma, the hours slipping by as I tore apart junk and made it sing. Now it's my turn. The sun dips low, light slanting through the dusty window, and I hear her voice, Grandma's, clear as ever. "Some take the road, others carve it. I carved mine, hard and messy. But here I am, Stanford, quantum tech, a legacy I'm growing. This kid's the next step, maybe. I'll keep the garage open, let the weird ones in, the ones who don't fit. Grandma, bet on me. I'll bet on them." "You're good at this," I tell her as she twists a wire, grinning. She shrugs, shy, but I see it, the same spark Grandma saw in me. That's enough for now. More than enough.